Our topics, our conversations are just that damn good. I cover politics, gossip, entertainment, and hey, I love a good panel discussion. Hey, get a group of people in here and let us debate it out. That is the best thing in the world. Not to mention, I take calls and texts, and I'll debate with you too. So why don't you get involved and be heard? What's that old adage? Closed mouths don't get fed. That says it all. So join me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. Call me at 410-702-5657. You can text at 443-642-9403. And don't forget to be heard and vote in our weekly poll right on the website. Check it out.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we have a full house tonight. My co-host Leslie Swirl and Miss Lasha G, y'all already know.
Hey.
Tony Bling, y'all already know. But I have with me Mr. Paul Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
And my brother, Mr. Kevin Little here.
Well, all right.
So I'm quite sure this is going to be a hot topic. I'm very excited about today's show. And I'm also excited because for the first time, the men outnumber the women.
That is true. Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Finally. Because that took some... This is the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute, maybe I messed up. Finally, the men outnumber the women. And I really wanted that. More so for all of the shows for the month, but definitely for this show. And then we got our producer and our engineer, so we got a lot of testosterone in here today. We might gotta pull it up, but that's all right because we strong.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
If you had a dream venue, where would that be? Like, some people want to do Carnegie Hall or like a big stadium somewhere.
I want to go with Madison Square. I want.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right. Once again, it's on. Just a bit outside sports radio show on BeExposedRadio.com. I am your host, Kescia, and across from me, as always, is my dude Mark in the building.
A little bit late, but we're ready to go.
Yeah, we ready to rock. We ready to rock on this Baseball Monday. Yeah.
All-Star Week.
All-Star Week. Yes, we got the Home Run Derby going down tonight. And as the show goes on, we'll keep you updated with that. And also follow Mark's pick of Aaron Judge and my pick of Cody Bellinger. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about Wimbledon. We had a big upset today on an awesome match. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on. We're also going to talk about Lonzo Ball in his Summer League debut. Is he or is he not booty huff? So we got a nice show planned for you guys today. We're excited about that. So I guess ready to get up into it?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
The week. I guess we'll talk about 4th of July. Did you see some fireworks?
Yeah, we did some crabs, did some grilling.
Yeah.
Then a little bit later in the evening, went over to a friend's house and lit off some fireworks in their front yard. So it was all good. Had a good time. Had some drinks.
Yeah. It's always good when drinks are involved.
Especially when there's a bartender, owner of a bar actually that hanging out with. So the drinks are good.
All right. I went down to the Inner Harbor It's the first time I've done this in like a long time, but I surprisingly had a pretty decent time. Me and a couple of my friends went down to Bubba Gump Shrimp. They like, yeah. It had some food, had some drinks, and it just so worked out is that when we were finishing up our meal, when we walked outside, the fireworks were going down, so we just kind of like stood right there, watched the show, and got out of Dodge. Like I heard it was a little crazy down there, but right, yeah, pretty much. And we ain't seen any of that, but something really cool that went down in Baltimore this weekend, you guys, was the black light slide out at Pimlico Racetrack. Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, man, they had these huge slides set up right in the middle of Pimlico Racetrack, and you had to have your like inner tube. And you go down the slides and stuff, and the water was like glow in the dark. It was like black light type deal,
I remember a few years ago they had something similar set up on Pratt Street. So
yeah. See, I thought it was going to be like that. Like I thought it was going to be something that you like slid on the ground.
Yeah.
But like you had to climb up something to go down this joint. Like, that joint was all the way live. And they had like the slip and slide things. They had live music going on out there and dancing, food. So it was really a good time. So shout out to the folks at Black Light Slide, man. Come back next year or come back at the end of the summer. That joint was nice. It was real nice.
Went?
Yeah, I went.
Nice.
I did.
Did you go down the slide?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I did. I went every which way possible. Frontward, backward. I went on my side, I profiled a little bit, had a good time. But, what else is going on? Yes. This is kind of a little bit of sad news. At least it is for me. After 40 years in business in Baltimore, City Paper is closing down. It's like, seriously, I cannot believe this. Like...
when the sun bottomed, I expected it.
Somebody else said that, I'm in business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always thinking of stuff like that. It didn't even occur to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I thought that what I thought was going to happen was the Sun, when they acquired them, that they were going to put like their influence on the paper. I was expecting the paper itself to change, not to just disappear. You know what I mean? But you're not the first person that I heard say that, man. But it's crazy. I think they said something about declining ad revenue.
Yep.
And like as in that business, media, you rely on that type of income to kind of keep you going. We trying to get that income now.
Especially for a paper that is free.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the regular Sun, you still pay for.
Exactly.
But for a free distribution like that, they definitely rely on the ad revenue.
Yeah. So City Paper is definitely going to be missed, I feel like, in the community, especially the folks, like that really live in the city. Because I know the people that live outside of the city that still enjoy the paper, but there's just things like the Best in Baltimore issue. That is like one of my favorites. The music issue I looked forward to every year. They did fantastic events here in Baltimore.
The
Brew
beer
Fest.
issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brewfest down in Fells Point, but I think that recently had moved up to where Power Plant.
Yeah.
And like the Cosmic Cocktail Party, I always wanted to go to that, but I guess I won't be able to.
Did they say when the last issue goes out, or is it just done immediately?
No, they haven't announced a closing date as of yet. I kind of get the feel that they're just hoping and waiting and crossing their fingers that somebody will come in and buy them.
That'd be great. Like,
yeah, that really would be great. Because when I heard that news, I was just like, wow, man, like I can't imagine not having the City Paper like on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what kept me abreast of everything that was going on, like events and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, that's kind of rough.
Well, like bands are playing up at in DC and everywhere.
Yeah,
like, they always had stuff
yeah.
in there.
Local venues too. Like, yo, that was my spot to, where I want to know with 8x10 what was going on there, or like Cat's Eye Pub, or you know what I mean. Like, it's a big part of Baltimore. So that was really sad news, and also the people all of the employees of the city paper. They said everybody said that. I guess everybody within the organization had known for a month, prior to them announcing it like last week. But, everybody was just so sad and so upset and didn't know, really, I guess, how to say it, or, really didn't want to put it out there.
Oh, yeah.
So they delayed that announcement for a month. So, the Just a Bit Outside family and Be Exposed Radio family, shout out to the City Paper family, and hopefully everything works out for them, because if not, you guys will really be missed, man. It was really very nice newspaper, media outlet.
It's ingrained as the soul of the city.
I know.
You go down to a bar, you just have a drink, and you're flipping through the City Paper. Go down to Inner Harbor, hang out, and just sit there, watch the water, and yeah. It can't even think about what it'll be like without that.
Yeah, that's rough. It's rough. All right, well, we did our what's going on around town. We might as well just jump into the thick of it, since we're running a little bit behind, and get right into the sports. First thing I really wanted to talk about was Wimbledon. Wimbledon is like going down. We are like officially 1 week into the tournament, and let me just tell you guys, this thing does not disappoint. You know what I mean? I was this whole weekend, I was thinking about the last show and how we came in here and we're like, the women's draw is going to be exciting. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what's going to go down with the women's draw, but the men's draw was pretty much laid out. Like, we pretty much had it all figured out, and lo and behold, London was like, we got something for you guys. We're going to shake it up. So, this tournament has been absolutely, to me, fabulous on both sides, on the men's side and the women's side. We've had a couple of people drop out early. Victoria Azarenka, she has dropped out. I think last week we did talk about Stan Wawrinka. He went down early, and today we had another big one go down. We had Rafael Nadal, who I believe is ranked number 3 or 4.
I think he's ranked number 1 in the world, but he's seeded 3.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, that would make sense, because he did just win like the French Open, right? Okay, so yeah, we had number 1 Rafael Nadal go down in the round of 16 today. And we're going to talk more about that when we come back. About to take a quick break. Just a Bit Outside, sports radio show, BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. Now here's one little speech I'm going to give you before I get into the next article. Here's what I want to tell you. Still, fear is big business. Fear is big business. I'm not telling you not to be alarmed by what you're seeing. I'm not telling you not to be concerned. What I'm saying is not to buy into the notion that we should be afraid. You should be informed. You should be aware. You should start educating yourself about some things. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the answer. I wish I could say that if you did X, Y, and Z, you might not get shot by the police. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. But what I can say is just start making yourself aware of what's going on, but don't be so consumed by what you're seeing that you become afraid, that you don't want to go out. Or you become numb. That's a good point, Nate. Nate said, or you become numb to it, like you just don't care. So we need you to just continue to be in touch with what's going on, but educate your family, talk to your sons, talk to your daughters, because it's not just limited to men. We know from Sandra Bland, she was a young woman who was killed. and you know, we don't want to say, oh, we don't know all the details behind what happened. We don't know. The fact is that person's life still matters. They still have rights. They should not just be killed dead before they even get a trial. Okay, that's the point. You know, they deserve a trial at least, but they can't even make it to the jail cell to get a trial, to be tried. They're being killed even before arrest. Terrible. So that's my soapbox.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you very much.
Because they had nothing else to do.
So it was like, imagine that your late husband was actually your father. I can't imagine.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right. We are back. Feels so good to be back. And you know what, Mark? I meant to say this earlier. We are back on Facebook. Like, I am so happy to be back on Facebook. I mean, we were going through some type of difficulties. I don't even know. But we are back on Facebook for everybody's viewing pleasure, and we got new music. Shout out to my boy Mike McMillan, Sound Beats, DJ Delight. They went to the lab and came up with some new beats for us. We got more music coming soon. And the fellas, they are available for birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals, baptisms, graduations. Whatever you need. So holla at me or holla at Mark if you're ever in need of a DJ or some beats or what have you. But shout out to the fellas at Sound Productions for holding us down in that aspect. When we left off, we were talking about Wimbledon and how much fun and how exciting the tournament has been thus far. Mark, when we left off, I was talking about Rafael Nadal and him taking an L in the tournament today. The match was about it went almost 5 hours long.
Just shy of like 4 hours and 58 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was like pretty much 5 hours long. The last set, there were about 28 games played. Am I correct?
It was like 30, I think. I think it was like 16-14.
Was it 16-14?
Something like that.
All right, between 28 and 30 games played, which is absolutely insane for the last set.
15-13, yeah, 28.
Okay, 28 games. There we go. And which is very surprising because if you remember last week, myself as well as Mark, we both had the Nadal-Federer Wimbledon final for the 17. So, and also Nadal was just playing so great. The entire tournament, just won the French Open. This was, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting and pretty surprising, I would say, in the tennis world.
Yeah, it was, like you said, almost 5 hours. It was, You almost wish it was like the finals, just to have an epic match like that.
Yeah. It's almost like everything after that is going to be like this big letdown for real. Seriously. The gentleman that beat Rafael Nadal, what was this guy's name? Mueller. Yeah. He, I watched a little bit of the match while I was at work today, and he was just surprisingly so calm and so cool. Like, you would have thought he was like a top 5 guy, you know what I'm saying, that faces the likes of Nadal all the time. You know what I mean? Like, he would go up and, Nadal would tie it right back up, but, this guy would never get frazzled. I mean, he was just as cool as the other side of the pillow, man. I mean, it was just really crazy to see how he operated, and I'm telling you, man, Nadal put it all out there. Like, everything that he tried, it was just crazy to see him go down like that, and didn't even make it to the quarterfinals. Like, we got 2 top 5s knocked out without even reaching the quarterfinals, man. I mean, that's crazy.
You look at that kind of match too, and it sucks to have to say someone lost, because both guys, they put it all out there. Someone's got to go home. The match was a win for the fans. The match was a win definitely for Mueller. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you hate to have to call someone a loser, because they put on a hell of a show. Yeah,
and the crowd was completely into it, man. The faces were just, the spectators were just out of control. It was just all around, like, I mean, I know if I was there, they probably would have had to drag me up out of there. Like, I'd have fell out, and I'd have been in the aisles. I'd have been all hanging on people, like, oh my god, because I mean, the match was just that exciting. And I was talking to some of my tennis friends. Shout out to my counterpart, Kescia Parker Dawson, who is from Pittsburgh and is a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right. We got the same name, but we're on total different spectrums of the football world. But she also likes tennis. And shout out to my man Lamar McCoy and Michelle Crispino. That's my tennis crew, and we were all talking. And the question was raised, out of the big 4, okay? So you got the Australian Open, you got the French Open, you got Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. Which venue would you like to go to?
I definitely think Wimbledon. It's
Wimbledon? Okay.
It's the I think to the layman that doesn't necessarily follow tennis, that's what you think of.
Yeah. Grass courts.
Yeah. Center court.
Yeah.
Queen's box.
Ice cream cone outfits. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people said Wimbledon. I said that I would like to go to the French Open. I don't know, there's something about the clay courts, and of course you've got magical Paris. City of Lights. They always put a good show up there in France. So that was my choice. So you guys out there, if you're following along, feel free to chime in on that one. Which tennis venue would you most like to go to? And you know what's so funny? Like, for the U.S. Open to be like the grandest, that's like the big stage. No one picked that. When we were discussing this on Facebook, and a lot of people chimed in, no one said the U.S. Open, which I think is kind of funny, because it's got the biggest tennis stadium in the whole world, which is Arthur Ashe Stadium. Yeah, I can't remember how many people it holds, but I know that it's the largest tennis venue on the tour, and I've been there twice, but. Yeah, nobody picked the U.S. Open. Nobody wanted to go watch tennis in their homeland, so that was kind of funny. So back to the U.S. Open.
Wimbledon.
What?
Wimbledon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, my mind's on U.S. Open. Back to Wimbledon. Let's talk about Venus Williams. She's crushing it right now. Shout out to Venus Williams.
Made it to the quarterfinals.
Yes. Making it to the quarterfinals. And also, too, I want to take a couple minutes to just clear up a little something that we talked about last week. You said she got into an accident, and the police report was saying that she was at fault. Apparently, there's some video footage out from the street camera, something like that. Right. And she is not at fault at all. I think from what I understand, the woman, T-boned her.
Jesus.
Right. But, that's interesting. It's absolutely crazy that, it was all of this hype about, Venus Williams getting into a car accident and killing this guy. But nobody took the time to actually, rectify that. So I wanted to take a few minutes to say that she is not at fault. I don't know why, I kind of question ESPN because they actually said that the police report said that she was at fault. And if that's what the police report said, I have to question those authorities as well. So, any tennis fans out there, spread the word. Venus Williams is not at fault for this accident, and she will not be getting sued as a result of. And, and that's a blessing within itself. But, as always, we are respectful of the family of the man that was lost in the accident. But, despite all of this pressure, despite all of this craziness, like I said, Venus Williams is crushing it right now. Did you happen to catch any of her matches or see any highlights?
I didn't catch any of the matches, but I've been, following along on the apps and everything. I find it really interesting who she's matched up with in the quarterfinals. I almost wish it was the final game.
Oh. Ostapenko, right?
Ostapenko, yeah.
Yeah, that was your pick is that your pick to win?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I was thinking about it last night too.
Venus, I think the Australian Open just opened up this whole new Venus that we haven't seen for a while, and I wish this was the final because I want to see Venus in the finals.
Yep.
Also, I don't want her to lose in the quarterfinal to my pick.
Right.
I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think it's going to be the best match of the women's side.
And you know what? I agree with you. And I'm even going to take this thing one step forward. I'm also going to say whoever wins this match, whoever comes out of this match is going to win Wimbledon. I'm going to make a case for that because, both of these women are playing extraordinary tennis right now. We have to shout out Venus Williams because she is the oldest player to reach the quarterfinals in Wimbledon at age 37 since the great Martina Navratilova in 1994. So, we're talking about 23 years in the making since somebody has done it like she is doing it right now. Like I said, Ostapenko, she's going to have her little bit to say because, as we said, she a month or two ago, she won the women's draw of the French Open. So she's trying to make this join a consecutive back-to-back slam. Yeah. And which would be a pretty good feat, a nice little notch on the resume for her. So you guys be on the lookout for that match because it's going to be some good tennis played there. And like we said, whoever comes out of that match is going to be the one to win it all.
Yeah. On the women's side too, I think shout out needs to go to Magdalena Rybarikova.
Okay.
Unseeded, and she made the quarterfinals. That's great.
Yes, and we did say this. We said that there are about a good 15 girls that have the opportunity to win this tournament. And you know what? Also, I want to shout out Gabrine Muguruza, who took out number 1 seed Angelique Kerber this morning. I'm sorry, not this morning, but yesterday morning, Sunday. So, so like we said, the women's draw is wide open as usual. We said that, and I think the quarterfinals moving forward, it's gonna be really exciting to see how this thing shapes out.
Definitely.
But like I said, put your money down on Ostapenko and Williams to win that. The dividends will pay out. As far as the men's draw, I fully came in here. I had all of these notes on Nadal, Federer, but Nadal let me down, man. And it was just so crazy. It was so painful to watch because that last one just dragged out so long. That was the longest match of the tennis tournament thus far. It probably would be the longest match of the year. But Roger Federer is still going strong. Andy Murray, home court favorite, he's still going, and Johanna Konta is still going too. She's another home team favorite or home court favorite that we were talking about last week. And what I wanted to say was kind of comment on, if this was to actually play out and work, how awesome would it be to have a men and women's champion that is part of the 30 and over crew?
Oh, that'd be great.
You know what I mean? Like, and how awesome would that be for tennis? I think that would be like really awesome for tennis to have a men and women Wimbledon champion that's over the age of 30. It would be like the two oldest players to win. I'm pretty sure for men and women, like in all time. So that's what I'm pulling. I'm pulling for the 30 and over crew. You know, I think Mark's still gonna go with Austin Panko. I mean, he's got to, because that was his pick. You know, I think my pick. I can't remember who I picked last week, but I don't think it wasn't Venus.
No.
I think I went with Petra Kvitova.
I think so.
The girl that got stabbed up. I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I think I was like having a sympathy vote or something. I don't know what my brain was, but she's not playing anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome to see that though.
Yeah.
So y'all join us in rooting for the 30 and over.
Yeah, it just shows that youth may be exuberant, but experience is what matters.
Hey, shout out to the veterans out there. We salute you, baby. That's what we do.
I don't know if firing shots after you say veterans is such a good idea.
Oh man, never dull moment on the show, yo. All right, let's time to take a break. When we come back, we're gonna get into baseball. We're gonna talk about this home run derby. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna update you. BeExposedRadio.com. Just a bit outside.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
This is the reality
of
the world that we're living in. A lot of young people don't have the information that is necessary to have healthy lives. And a lot of the organizations that are geared towards young people don't have individuals that are going to be as honest as this gentleman.
One of the issues that I have with this quote unquote Christian nation that we live in is that
just the Christians
being...
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids, and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you, like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating? That is a nice commercial. I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
back, you guys. Welcome back, you guys. Welcome back. Just a bit outside radio sports show. I'm Kescia. That's Mark. We in here talking about sports and stuff on a Monday night. I just want to take a second to shout out our sound guy, Mr. Sound Beats, Mike McMillan. He says that Venus Williams isn't going to win again, and that she's only winning right now because her sister is with child. So, man, I told him, like, man, show love to the 30 and over crew, man. You part of the crew. Show some love, baby. But when I left off, what did we say? We were going to jump into baseball. Yeah, right now we have the home run derby going down. And as I said earlier, we talked about a little bit about this last week. Mark went with the great Aaron Judge that is playing with the New York Yankees right now. He's very hot. Everybody is talking about him. He's also a young dude. I went with my own young guy, Cody Bellinger, who's also been a home run beast and just a hitting machine for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The derby started about an hour ago, and last year's champion, Giancarlo Stanton, who is from Miami, and the home run derby and the all-star festivities are currently going on right now in Miami. So, he was looking to do a back-to-back in front of the home crowd, and the results were
17-16, not Giancarlo.
He is out in the first round. Who did he go up against?
Sanchez from the Yankees.
Oh.
The other Yankee.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, your dude, Bellinger, his match is up right now, but Blackman's batting. Blackman has 5 with about 1:45 left to go.
Okay. I like the new type of setup that they have, like with the brackets and yeah. Did you like the old way better? Like,
I think the new way is growing on me, but I did like the old way. I mean, you just bat the hell out of it and see who has the most.
Right. Yeah. So we'll keep you guys updated on that as the night goes along. But right now we're going to get into our usual who's hot and who's not, or like they say in Miami, caliente or frio. I think those are the words, hot and cold. Baby. So let's get into that. Mark, who do you have for your who's hot this week?
Who's hot? And I think we might have picked the same.
You probably did.
I'm going with the Dodgers.
Yep.
Yeah?
We're in the same ballpark. But,
okay.
I'm going to piggyback off of whatever you're about to say.
And I think, again, it goes down to the Dodgers and the Astros.
Yep.
They're just the two teams that are crushing the game this year.
They had the two most complete teams in the major league, you guys. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you know what I'm talking about. Going
into the break, the Dodgers are 61-29, best record in the league right now. The Astros 60-29, so they played one game less. They might have had even records if they had played one more game. But the Dodgers, like you said, they're just complete. They play a complete game. Sure, the pitcher. Damn, I almost said Scherzer.
Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw. I mean, his pitching is just beyond phenomenal right now, and I think we're going to get into discussion later regarding that.
I think we're going to be talking about him all night.
But yeah, the Dodgers are my who's hot, because going into the All-Star break, you just can't beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of piggyback and go along to what Mark was just saying, my who's hot for the week is Clayton Kershaw. There's nobody hotter than him right now. And historically speaking, if you go back and look at his data, his stats and whatnot, he's always on fire in the month of June.
Yeah.
And this year was no different. Over the past 5 years, I believe he's gotten June Player of the Month 3 times.
Yep.
He also just pitched a complete game on Sunday. And in that complete game, my dude struck out 13, walked none. You know, and he did this all in an effort to lead the Dodgers to their 6th straight win. And I mean, how awesome is that to end on a Sunday, you know, right before the All-Star break on a 6-game winning streak. Now you get to take off 5 days, chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's not going to be doing too much working out. They'll probably rest him the whole time.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was slated to play in the All-Star game, but because he played on Sunday, he was not able to.
Really?
Due to some type of rule, you know, which was kind of crazy. So, so you know, we're both living in LA right now on the Who's Hot. They're super awesome right now, and like I said, you know, that won't be the first time. You know, this won't be the first time that you hear Clayton Kershaw tonight, because we'll be talking about him again, I believe, for NL Cy Young.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's really quickly do your Who's Not right now.
Who's not? And it
Philadelphia
hurts a
Phillies.
Always look at the Phillies.
Right.
It actually kind of hurts me to say this right now, but the Arizona Diamondbacks. You know, not too long ago they were just right there with the Dodgers. They've dropped 3 of their last 4 series. They got swept by the Cards and the Dodgers. They split 1-2 with the Reds. You know, they were right there with the Dodgers, and they had everything in the palm of their hand. Could have been tied for the division, if not leading it at the All-Star break, and they've collapsed. I know they've had a few players go on injured reserve lately. And like we said with the Dodgers are playing a complete game. They have a complete team, and the Diamondbacks.
I feel like Arizona's pitching is slipping a little bit too. Yeah. And interestingly enough, also Colorado is also sliding too. It's just like the Dodgers are starting to separate themselves. We got a phone call? Oh, tell people. Oh, yeah. Hey, don't forget, if you guys have any type of opinions or anything like that, or you want to call up, or you want to send a text, you can call 410-702-5657, and you can text us. But, look, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to talk more Major League Baseball, and we're also going to talk about the NBA Summer League and Lonzo Ball and all of his not greatness. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Last time on Talk Lately.
Government. I don't understand why. Look, me, and I haven't said anything either. This is my moment. Where this American Healthcare Act is. Oh, you all right? Ooh, a sneeze and a cough. How'd that work out? That sounds real difficult. Like, damn, you know, sneezing is like you skipping a heartbeat. A cough is like you bringing up a lung. So it was like a sneeze and a cough. So you was dying twice. Because you was coughing, I was like, you okay? Achoo! What? How you fit that in there? So, now back to the American Healthcare Act, because you're going to need that to get the cough and the sneeze together.
Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
I don't like stuff in my mouth. Is that what you was talking about?
It's in this commercial closing.
No, seriously, I don't. I'm a germaphobe. Everything on your body is dirty.
Everything.
So I'm damn sure I ain't gonna put it in my mouth. That's probably why I'm single. Thank you.
Is there lies? But
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Let's go. Hey, welcome back. Hey, quick shout outs really quickly. Shout out to my dude Parrish McCleary for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Shout out to my man Mike McMillan, Mr. Sound Beats. Hey, your shit sounds lovely, dog. It sounds lovely. And shout out to my man Brett 2 Trill Bradford. He says Raider Nation. Raider Nation is in the building.
And just for you, go Broncos.
My girl Ursula Michelle would love that, man. We got to get her to come on or call up one day. She's like a crazy ass Bronco fan. Shout out to my girl Melody D, one of our biggest supporters. Thank you so much for sharing the link. We appreciate you, baby. When we left off, we were talking about Major League Baseball, and we were going over our who's not, and you were saying Diamondbacks were not. Right. They've kind of been on a little slide we were just talking about, and the Dodgers have kind of separated themselves in the NL West. Is that correct? Yep. And so we'll be on it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that in the second half. My who's not for the week, I kind of stayed into the realm of pitching. I chose John Lester of the Chicago Cubs. Did you know what happened? Did you hear about what happened? Okay, John Lester of the Chicago Cubs. Okay, now we talking about, last year's World Series champion. He pitched against the Pittsburgh Pirates on Sunday, and this Bama gave up 10 runs in the first inning.
Good God.
He did not complete the first inning. Right, dog. Like I had to read that like 5 times to make sure I was reading correctly. And I'm just going to, if you don't watch baseball or you just like getting into it, that is horrific. I was just going off 2 weeks ago about Ubaldo Jimenez giving up 4 runs in the first inning. And this dude managed to give up 10 runs and only made it through 2 outs. He didn't even, right, shots fired, that's what we do. He didn't even complete the inning, dog. And this never happens. He is the 4th player in 100 years to allow 10 runs and not make it out the first inning, right? That is a serious right. Shots fired. I don't know what the hell is going on up there in Chicago.
Did they just skip AAA and send him to AA?
I don't know what my mouth just dropped open when I saw that. So yeah, so that's my pick for the who's not. So there you have it, folks. Who's hot and who's not for this week with Just a Bit Outside Radio. Also, what else would I want to talk about when it comes to baseball?
Let's make an update on the home run derby.
Oh yes, let's do it.
Blackman and Bellinger. Blackman had 14. Bellinger was cutting it pretty close there towards the end. With 30 seconds, he was still down by 2. 15-14 Bellinger.
Oh, there we go, baby! My boy is still in it. Oh man, I wish we could watch that right now. I might have to pull the feed up on the next break. Okay, so Bellinger advances. Has Aaron Judge gone to bat yet?
No, not yet. Their matches right now.
And who does he match up with? Mike Moustakas. If it's Mike Moustakas, that's gonna be good.
Moustakas, he lost to Sano. Yeah. Jay Bauer from the Miami Marlins.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's going to walk right through that one. He's going to cruise to the next round. Okay, so my pick as well as Mark's pick is still in the race. So we're going to keep y'all abreast of that as the night goes along. Let's keep the All-Star talk going. I was taking a look at the the 2 lineups, the American League lineup as well as the National League. Who do you think has the better team, better squad?
I think I'm going to have to go American League, and maybe it's a little bit homerific because, Baltimore is in the American League. I do think pitching-wise, the National League has it, but I think the bats are definitely with the American League, and in the All-Star game, it's, it might as well be a home run derby in and to itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I was saying the same things, but for the same reason, but for opposite. Like, I think the National League has the better bats as a whole, but the AL has the better starting pitching. You got that. You got Jason Vargas of the Kansas City Royals, who was my who's hot last week. Yeah. Chris Sale, who is still doing it. I believe Santana might be in there, and then we got the decent closers. But
now they named the starting pitchers. Did you hear that?
Who are they?
Chris Sale and Scherzer.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Scherzer. Okay. And another like little interesting thing about the All-Star and the starting pitchers. Good job, good lead in. I think that it's very interesting that we're gonna watch this All-Star game, and the two best pitchers of the Major League aren't even playing. Dallas Keuchel is out right now due to injury, and like I said, with this stipulation, this rule or whatever, since Clayton Kershaw pitched yesterday, he is now allowed to pitch in the All-Star game at all. So, I mean, we have an All-Star game without Major League Baseball's best pitchers. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So we'll see how that works out. But out of the two starters, who do you like the best?
That's a tough one. Scherzer and Sale, like they are right behind Kershaw.
Yep.
So it's a toss up. Like, you got a coin, just flip it, and that's my pick.
Yeah. God, I'm gonna have to go with you too. Like, that is a tough one.
I promise we aren't running a dogfighting ring or something. I don't know if you
right.
guys can hear that.
Somebody shoot the damn dog. No, I think I'm gonna give Chris Sale the edge though over Scherzer, just because he's a little bit crazy. We had a couple of crazy incidents with that guy.
Oh yeah.
He cut up a couple of uniforms in protests. I mean, this guy's like an animal, so I like him a little crazy. I'm gonna go with Chris Sale. He's gonna get the edge on that matchup. Yeah. Now, this is something that I think, probably because I'm a homer, but I found very interesting and surprising. We only have one Oriole in the All-Star game.
And it's not Manny Machado.
And it's not Manny Machado or Mark Trumbo.
Or Adam Jones.
Shout out to the young buckaroo, Jonathan Scope. For being the only Oriole to represent the home team in the city, Baltimore, down in Miami tomorrow night. And, I think this is pretty, it pretty much paints the picture as to what's going on with the Baltimore Orioles. Thus far, this season has been a major disappointment. Machado not even going to the All-Star game. His production has been BS. I mean, to put it lightly. The injuries, there's Zach Britton's not even in it, right? Or O'Day.
Wasn't he supposed to start, have a rehab assignment, and then it got pushed back for some reason?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, so, I think that's pretty indicative of what's going on with the Orioles. I mean, we just haven't been having a good season, you guys, and I know you guys know that. But we do have some representation there, so everybody tune in tomorrow and show the homeboy some love. One of the youngest players on the team showing up. I mean, that's pretty sweet, though. I am happy for him because this will actually give him a stage. It'll give him some exposure because when you think about the Baltimore Orioles, you always think about Manny Machado. You always think about Adam Jones. Jonathan's been playing well this whole entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He is one of those people that's on my we do not let go list. But, now that he's the only one out there, he'll get that exposure. He don't have to, be in anybody's shadow or nothing like that. And hopefully he does well and shines. So we're happy to hear about that. And congratulations, Jonathan.
And it's the All-Star game, so you know he'll get some playing time. They like to rotate the players.
Yeah, like every inning. Okay, so, you guys, as we said at the beginning of the Major League Baseball season, that we would, as the season goes along, we would do this little thing. We had at the beginning of the season our very early picks for AL and NL Cy Young as well as MVP. I said that we would run that back in the midpoint of the season. Lo and behold, we are here right now. I don't know. Mark's face just balled up. What happened?
Bauer's got 1:50 left and already has 10 home runs.
Oh,
Aaron Judge might not make it.
Woo! I don't even know. I'm like,
11 with 1:35.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I think, and with that new format, you get like a 30-second period where you can just basically rest.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he hasn't used that yet because they usually don't use that until like a minute left. He got 12. Yep. Oh my gosh, we're gonna when this round finishes, the second that it finishes, we're gonna update you on this, you guys, because Aaron Judge has been all the rage for the past week. If he don't make it out of this round, OMG.
And he even in batting practice, he hit the roof of
Yeah.
Marlins Stadium.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that. And he's a monster. Hey, shout out to my homeboys, Lamar McCoy again, and Anthony Peanut. You Bama ass New York Yankee fans. Living in Maryland. Shit is crazy. So where we at? Oh yeah, the midway point of this season. And tonight I want to do, we're going to run everything back. So tonight I want to do our NL Cy Young pick, midway pick. So I know who you got. Who you got?
I think the whole world has this pick.
Right?
2.18 ERA.
Yeah, baby.
19 starts, 19 games played.
Yes.
What is it? 11-2 record. 14-2.
14-2. Yes, sir. The great Clayton Kershaw. I told y'all we're gonna be talking about him all night long, and we're just gonna do this thing together because that's my pick as well. I think the NL Cy Young is like the most clear-cut decision that will be made when it comes to these type of categories and whatnot. With recent injuries and stuff like that, with the American League, you can debate who's the best pitcher in American League right now. I don't think you can necessarily say my boy Dallas anymore, but in the National League, who the king pitcher is, and it's Clayton Kershaw. Like I said, he's had an awesome June. He had 2 starts in the month of June. He had 24 strikeouts. He only walked 2 people. Okay? Right. Isn't that amazing? 24 strikeouts, only 2 walkouts. He pitched 2 games. Okay? 16 innings. That's like almost 2 complete games. You only get 9 innings in a game. And he's only allowed 2 runs. He's still leading the majors in wins. He's got the second lowest ERA. This guy is just a stud, and he is consistently doing it. I really think he has a pretty good opportunity to get that for the third time, because I believe he's gotten it twice before.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like you said, it's the second best ERA in the
right.
National League.
Right.
Scherzer he has 2.10.
Mm-hmm.
18 games played, which is 1 behind. But his record's 10-5.
Yep.
And he has the backup.
Yep.
It's I don't want to say it's a done deal.
Yeah. I'm going to say it, because unless something happens, unless he gets into some, God forbid, he gets into like some car accident or
Tommy John's.
Right. Or some firecracker explodes in his hand. I don't know. If he pulls a Jason Pierre-Paul, I don't know. I think it's pretty much a lock. I just want to know what the secret is to his, his success and staying like young, because he's been around for a little while.
And let's hope it's not a secret.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh God. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be looking at that Aaron Judge like, I want that boy tested. he hit 19 home runs, you guys.
30 seconds left still.
Holy crap. But, and you know the thing about that format is you've got to have stamina. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go out there and you just start crushing it early on, you ain't gonna be able to last when it comes to them comes to the later rounds. But you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're gonna watch a little bit of this home run derby. Just a bit outside, BigExposedRadio.com, Baltimore.
Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. As busy as you are, because they're good at itemizing their time and they actually have a passion for what they do. One of the biggest lessons that I learned, I get to say this on Weird, was finding people who are not only interested in doing what you need to get done, but people who have a passion for it, because that will eliminate the idea of people just working for a paycheck. Right. Because when people sign up for a paycheck, we all had jobs where we slacked off, where we stole away in a little storage room.
Fell asleep.
Thank you.
I saw a meme the other day that had Bart Simpson and the little boy with the glasses. I didn't watch the show, so don't be mad at me. Don't send me no daggum messages. The little boy with the glass, Millhouse, that was his name. He's showing him a cave, and it says, when you're asked to show around the new coworker, and it says, this is where I come to cry. Cool.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live on BeExposedRadio.com. In the building, we have live Mr. Michael Ryder, there we go, and Mr. Steve Yarn. They're doing a partnership based on what was it again? The stories of the Vulcan Blazers. An awesome production that they have coming up, and now the name of it will be called
Baltimore Heat.
There we go. They were telling us a little bit about they're in the pre-production.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for listening to us on the apps.
TuneIn Radio.
And Radio Loyalty. We love being here for you every single Monday. It's a blast. I think it's the thing we both look forward to most during the week.
Yeah, you got that right.
Give us a call, 410-702-5657. Leave a message on Facebook, on YouTube. Send a carrier pigeon, whatever you want to do to get a hold of us.
In the spirit of Game of Thrones, send us a raven.
When we left off, Bauer was crushing it in the home run derby. His final tally, 22. Aaron Judge has to beat that. Is it too late to get on the
Bauer bandwagon?
On the Bellinger train?
Oh, the Bellinger! You want to get on the Bellinger train?
I don't think anyone saw Bauer coming.
Yeah, I mean, 22 home runs first round. That is actually very impressive, you guys. But to be honest with you, I think Aaron Judge, he's built to the task. I mean, this guy, he's a stud. You see him, he's got nice size. His velocity. I just saw they did this sports science on him a little bit earlier today, where, I mean, he's knocking balls out of the park at like 125 miles an hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I believe he also has the longest home run of the season at 4. It was like
534.
Is it 534?
I think so.
I know it was damn close to 500. So, that's like video game numbers. You know what I mean? So if anybody is up to the task, and anybody that's left, you know, 'cause I'm gonna take out Giancarlo Stanton. You know, Aaron Judge is definitely built for the task, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. Let's try to get serious. We're gonna try to get serious for a minute. I don't know how serious I'm gonna be about this, but apparently Major League Baseball is in some type of racial suit with one of its umpires, an umpire by the name of Angel Hernandez. Now, if you are a fan of baseball, and I'm going to be honest with you, I know exactly who this guy is. I do. I know. I mean, he's been around for so long. You know what I'm saying? It's like Joey Crawford of the NBA. Like, certain referees and officials who, have just been there for so long, you know who this guy is. This guy's been working with Major League Baseball for like the past 25 years. He's been with them since 1991. And the reason why I know about this guy is because this dude has had incidents in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I mean, this is not the first time, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time that we hear Mr. Hernandez's name in the headlines for Major League Baseball. Have you heard anything about his past incidents?
I read a little bit, but the thing that stands out most for me was a player survey of the best umpires, and he got the worst rating at 22%.
Yep. Yeah, so he is not liked around the league, especially by players and managers alike. And the interesting thing is, well, hold on, let me back up. Let me give you a little bit more info on what he's alleging is going on right now. He claims that he has been passed over several times for a permanent crew chief position, which I believe is like, I guess the head of the umpires, something along those lines, like a supervisor, manager type of role when it comes to the umpires. And he has also been passed on the position of umping in the World Series. And when I was first reading about this, I found that kind of interesting because, like I said, when the officials with officiating, when you've been around for that long, you usually get those games. You know what I'm saying? That's how everybody knows who Joey Crawford is because, he was in playoff games.
He actually has umpired World Series, 2002 and 2005.
Okay.
But apparently there hasn't been
anything since then.
Minorities since around then, 2005, 2010.
Okay. Now that I did not know. I was going to ask, like, how do you feel about his allegations? Do you think there's any validity behind that? Now, the fact that you just said that you said since when?
2002 and 2005 is when he umpired.
And that was the last time?
Let's see. I can't find it right now. But
I think that's what you said. That was the last time a person of color did the World
Series?
Since
like 2010 or something like that.
Something like that. Okay. Now, I wish I did a little bit more research on this, but I'm not really sure as to what the ratios are, like what the exact numbers are as far as minorities are concerned in the umpire, in the ump world.
There's 92 umpires.
Okay, my man.
10 of them are black or Hispanic. The rest are white.
Okay. So, right. Always on point. Thank you, Nate. So, the representation there, I think that's a little below par.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it should be, if not in comparison to what's really going on, like regular population numbers, you got to be somewhere near that. And clearly 10 out of 92, that's 10%. Like, you're getting like 11% out of that, and that is not good. He might have a point, Now, but,
interestingly, and I don't know if you've heard this. I think the suit was announced Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday, the MLB released, some all-star press releases and everything, and he was named as the first base umpire of the All-Star game.
And I think that timing is a little funny.
Now, I started thinking that too. However, I did a little more digging. Apparently, the umpires are informed 30 days before, per their collective bargaining. So he found out a month ago he'd be doing the All-Star game. So this wasn't some olive branch or
right,
something just to appease him.
Right.
He already had the gig.
Well, I'm glad you said that too, because I had this whole scenario worked out in my head. Like, man, it's a conspiracy. We need to march on the major league. No. But this dude already knew he was going to be coming for him, like umpiring. So I don't even know what's going on about that. And like we already said, like he's kind of got a checkered past. So, I mean, both sides could be in the wrong on this one, though. You know what I'm saying? They probably, kind of mini blackballing him, but he's probably giving them good reason to. And, like you said, he's like the least liked umpire in the league. However, last season, his accuracy rating was 96.88.
Really?
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so he's got a leg to stand on. He's got a leg to stand on. So, we'll be on the lookout to see how the rest of that pans out, because Angel Hernandez is a wild boy. We're going to switch gears. We're going to get into some NBA. We're going to be balling, getting some NBA Summer League action. Speaking of balling, we're going to talk about Lonzo Ball.
Big ball.
His, big ball. In his booty huff debut with the LA Lakers over the weekend. You guys, don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. Mark, Kescia.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty when he rants about his staff.
Great. Can you come on. I told you stop touching that button. Why is it so loud? God. Did you turn one all the way up again? Do I have to come in there? God damn her. If it was going right, I would let you do your part, but I'm sorry, but it's just not functioning the way it's supposed to be. I told you mind your business.
Well, Monty, if I can comment on the Jennifer Holiday situation, I
know I'm live on the air. I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. I know I'm live on the air. This is why this whole show is called Talk Lately. Anyway, let's get back to every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Good night. Close your eyes and just sleep tight. Lie awake and watch to be sure that all your dreams are pure.
I've been dreaming about a lot. I had a dream that they never killed Pop. I had a dream Biggie never got shot. I had a dream Aaliyah plane never dropped. Man, I had a dream we didn't get killed by cops. Innocent babies never killed on the block. I had a dream that we all went to college. We all were scholars. We all earned top dollars. Man, I had a dream I was selling out shows instead of selling O's. Then I had a dream I sold the devil my soul.
Then I had a dream I sold the devil my soul.
Shit is out of control. I'ma get it and go. Letting these niggas know. Dreaming about the sky but waking up on the floor. I wake them up with the flow. Cause niggas been sleep on the low. A nigga been a beast from the go. I've been dreaming about the millions. Pushing the coupe with the ceiling gone. Yeah, getting my mama out of place. Put her up in the estates. That's the shit that I'm really on. Yeah, I've been dreaming that the world felt. Man, I had a dream like Martin Luther King. Man, I had a dream that I was really the king. And on top of that, Sanaa Lathan was queen. Goddamn these dreams. These dreams when they come and go. I mean, some of these nightmares you wouldn't wanna know. I mean, this type of shit you couldn't stomach though. I mean, shit, I had a dream that I poured a Minaj. Think it was Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Now I don't even lust over neither, cause these bitches, I don't need them. I just fuck them, I don't love them, all feed them. Goddamn these dreams. I've been dreaming about my nigga Easy. I've been dreaming my nigga B was still breathing. I was dreaming they showed love for real reasons. I've been dreaming about the times when the block wasn't hot. And I was ducking cops with a sock full of rocks. I was ducking cops with a pocket full of guap. So addicted to the game I didn't think I'd ever stop. But then came jail. Had a nigga dreaming about the freedom. Everybody say they visit but you never see them. Same girl you shitted on, now you really need them. Think shit's kinda funny how the tables turn. How you gotta hit.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio, with breaking news. Aaron Judge has beat Bauer. 23 home runs he got. That's amazing. I didn't think he'd do it.
Man, I'm telling you, he is with the enemy, but that boy is something special. I'm telling you, the two young guns are going to be the ones that make it all the way tonight. I'm trying to tell you, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge. You guys, they cranking it. They soldier boys tonight. It's crazy.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Speaking of some young guys,
Yeah.
we got some NBA people.
Yeah, the young bloods of the NBA. They finally getting their feet wet in the professional basketball life. The Summer League kicked off this weekend, and our top 3 picks were all in action. And we got 3 very different views of basketball play. Let's start off. I kind of wanted to go over all 3 and how they kind of performed over the weekend. I'm going to start off with the number 2 pick. Why am I starting off with the number 2 pick? Because he's got the dad with the biggest mouth, and we did the most talking about this poor kid thus far. And that's Lonzo Ball of the LA Lakers. Now, his first game, we'll talk about his first game.
Yeah.
Was not good at all. Okay. I believe he was 2 of 13.
2 of 15.
2 of 15. That's even worse.
1 of 11 from 3-point.
And he only had 5 points, something like that.
5 points.
Yep.
Let me see here. He had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so of course when you hear those lines, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were sitting out there cringing, and there's a lot of people out there who are saying, "Oh, let's sound the alarm." I think when it comes to this type of thing, I have a tendency to kind of turn a blind eye to the stats, because we have to understand that these boys are just coming from college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in the summer league, it's not just rookies out there playing. You got second year, players out there as well. Some people who've already, been around for a little while. So it's going to take them a little while to get acclimated.
It's like preseason football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of football, Mike, we're going to get into the Ravens soon, baby. I promise you. The thing that I think I paid attention to the most and was kind of like a bit of a eyebrow raiser was that a lot of the critiques said that he wasn't really coordinated, and that he seemed like he was a little sluggish and a little tired.
Didn't he completely botch a layup?
Yeah. Those type of things, I mean, to me, that's like fundamental basketball stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And when people are saying like your footwork wasn't good, that's what alarms me. You know what I mean? When you're talking about the fundamentals, I mean, to me, that means somebody needs to start working with this kid right away. And let me ask you, Mark, do you find it interesting that after this weekend, which was subpar, we have not heard one goddamn word from LeVar Ball?
Oh, we have.
Oh, we have?
You didn't know?
Oh, lay it on me, bro. Lay it on me.
According to LeVar Ball, Lonzo has the Rookie of the Year locked up, signed, sealed, delivered, period. He's basing that obviously on the second game the Lakers played.
He did get a triple-double.
He Westbrooked it.
Yeah. He got
man,
yeah.
We got a new term for it now.
Yep.
Should copyright that.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting, his triple-double, 11 points, 11 assists.
11.
Or 15 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds.
Okay.
But his field goal percentage was 5 of 13. Or his shots were 5 of 13. It still isn't great.
Yeah. That's like a little bit better than 33%.
It was the worst on the team for the night. While he did get great stats, his play still wasn't there, I think.
Now, when it comes to the top three, I honestly think it's going to take Lonzo Ball the longest to come around. I mean, everybody already knew the number 3 pick from the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, was the player that was dubbed most NBA ready out of the whole entire draft. You know, and Markelle Fultz, and we'll talk about him in a quick second. You know, I think his maturity and skill level is a little bit more advanced. But, you know what I mean? Like, Laker fans, please believe. Yo, it took Kyrie Irving a couple years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't even say that Kobe Bryant really came out there, you know what I mean, like killing it like that. I mean, it's going to take a lot of time for these young men to get acclimated to the NBA style of doing things.
Did you know Lonzo's already saying he's injured and not going to play tonight? Groin?
You see, this is the other intangible thing that you just got to throw into it. And I said this. You know, and it's not even the boy's fault. His father, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is real talk I'm about to give y'all. Lonzo Ball has a bullseye on his back right now. Not only are people from within the league focused on him, you got people outside of the league focused on him. You have people out there who want him to fail because of his father.
Yeah.
It's just been kind of like the Donald fucking Trump of NBA. Like, seriously. You know, so, I mean, I think he's going to have the hardest time getting acclimated and adjusted because I feel like he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Absolutely.
You know?
I could easily see him being ostracized from his fellow players just because of it, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But the one good thing I think that they have a players coach in Luke Walton, somebody who's kind of, closer to them in age and probably be able to relate and talk to them and handle that situation and really get that locker room and that team to kind of, connect and have that camaraderie and love that they had out there in Golden State.
And speaking of Luke Walton, actually the Lakers hired another assistant coach and former Arizona alum Miles Simon.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
The 97 championship team. So, I think I like the coaches. Mm-hmm. And I don't like LeVar Ball. And I don't want to see Lonzo fail. But I see, until his dad shapes up or just butts the hell out, he's going to have this, like you said, target on his back.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most interesting thing will be to see how Lonzo Ball handles all of this pressure. And then you're also in one of the biggest markets in the NBA. I think he's at a good advantage because he's from the area and everybody already knows who he is, already loves him. But I do believe that out of the three, he's going to take the longest to come around.
Yeah.
And but when he does, I mean, the second game he showed a couple of flashes of that Jason Kiddness that everybody was talking about. But when he does, everybody just hold on. He'll be coming around real soon, but probably won't be until like the third
season.
The third, right? I'm gonna say third season, second season. Might take a little while. So let's talk about the other two picks from the draft. Let's talk about the number 1 pick from the Philadelphia 76ers, Markelle Fultz. And, I wrote this line down last night, and I just got to laugh at myself. I'm so corny sometimes. So I said, the 76ers can't catch a break, but Markelle Fultz can.
Oh. But it wasn't a break.
It wasn't a break, though. It wasn't a break. It wasn't a break. It was a sprain. But they did lose their number 1 draft pick for the Summer League due to this ankle sprain, man. And he rolled his ankle in a game against the Warriors on Saturday. I believe they had some x-rays that came out negative. So it's not broken. It's just a sprain. But I'm pretty sure those fans out there in Philly are having, flashbacks of Joel Embiid, dude, and Ben Simmons,
And like you said, they take a while to acclimate. He had 15 minutes on the court. Mm-hmm. He had 8 points, 2 rebounds, and assists, but he is 3 of 12. And I think the Summer League is that, like you said, it helps him get acclimated. Mm-hmm. So now he's not going to have that. He's going to have to rely on practice and on exhibition games before the season. I hope he can be season ready. Would he even be a starter at that point?
Yeah, up until his injury, I mean, he had 8 points, 2 rebounds. They were saying he looked pretty solid. It's just very unfortunate that, he got this injury because to me it's going to push everything back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so you're done for the summer league, and when by the time it's going to be season time, like right around the corner, all your other buddies, they've been playing all summer. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to just kind of jump out there, because you will be out there starting. I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting. And, they're just going to throw you to the wolves. And we'll see how he gets acclimated with that. The number 3 pick out of Boston, Jason Tatum. As I mentioned before, he has been dubbed the most NBA-ready player out of the guys in the draft. He has been doing kind of okay, too. I mean, you guys, like, honestly, I think because the draft class was so awesome this year, I feel like a lot of people have like these really high hopes for these kids, and honestly, that's not realistic. You know what I mean? And it's been reported that Jason Tatum looked a little sluggish too over the weekend. He apparently had played like 5 games in the past 7 days, and he even said himself that I'm tired. I'm trying to get used to like this NBA schedule, practice, training. I mean, everything is like on 1,000 once you get that check, once you get that money. So these guys are still basically kids. And it's going to take them a little while to get adjusted.
One thing I found interesting about Tatum's stats is assists, or his lack of assists. First game he had 12 points, 1 assist, 12 rebounds, got a double-double. Second game he was actually the leading scorer of the game, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 0 assists. Third game he had 1 assist again. And as these guys come up through high school and college, they can be ball hogs, but when he gets on TD Garden or whatever stadium it is now, arena, with Isaiah Thomas, he's not going to be able to be that ball hog. He's going to have to learn his place.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. I think because of his size and because of, I guess, like the maturation of his game, it might have just worked its way. It might have just worked out that way amongst the players that he has. I mean, because let's face it, he's not going to be playing with those guys when the regular season starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And which this is a good segue because it kind of takes me to the next subject. I wanted to talk about the Boston Celtics. They have made some pretty good moves over the past week. And they just got Gordon Hayward, which I think is a fantastic pickup for them. And they've managed to lock down Marcus Morris, which I also think is a pretty good pickup for them. And he plays at the forward position, which I think they needed some help with. I felt like kind of last postseason, Al Horford was kind of out there doing it by himself, and he needed some help with that. So they definitely made 2 very good moves. And, and I just got to shout out Boston because, to go from this kind of struggling kind of building of a franchise like just 2 years ago.
A young team.
Yeah. To be able to put together a decent team, and now that you're like this contender, like 2 years in a row or whatever. I mean, I think that's really good, and it's really hard to do. Do you think, Mark, the Celtics have come up with a squad that can challenge the Cleveland Cavaliers next season?
I don't think it'll be as well. The sweep that we saw, the blowout we saw this past Eastern Conference Finals. Cleveland, they're kind of in decline, and they're shopping Kevin Love.
Yep.
Celtics seem to be the destination city in the East, and I would not be surprised if we see Cleveland not make it to the finals next year.
Whew. We'll talk about that when we get a little bit closer to the season. I got a lot to say about that as well. But I'm going to agree with Mark. I do. I'm starting to believe, and I'm not a big fan of the Celtics, of course, because I'm a Laker fan. But I am definitely a believer in the moves that they have made. I can always commend somebody when they address their issues, when they take a look at the issues and address them and go out to get the personnel to fix the problem. We all know this past postseason, it was basically the IT show. You know what I mean? It was the Isaiah Thomas show. You know what I mean? And Isaiah Thomas, he is a fantastic player. Do not get me wrong. But he is not the type of player that can put a whole team on his shoulders and be able to carry them all. You know, I felt like, you know, they had a couple of holes. They needed another big man, which they went and addressed in Marcus Morris. He's going to fit in very nicely down there. So then now you got a front court of Al Horford and Marcus Morris. They went and got Isaiah Thomas some help by acquiring Gordon Hayward from the Utah Jazz. That dude is going to be able to spread the floor out. He's going to be able to provide another option for the offense and to take some of the pressure off of IT. He doesn't feel like he has to be the one that's scoring all the time. So, you know, I'm going to go with Mark and say yes, you know, with the squad that they have put together. And, you know, I like blue-collar, hard-working, non-flashy teams. That's what you got right now.
Shout out to Gordon Hayward for the way he left Utah. You know, we always see athletes put out like full-page ads and everything. But the rumor came out that he was going to sign with the Celtics, and he kind of squashed it because he wanted to be the one to announce it. And he gave the city of Salt Lake City a whole lot of respect.
Class act.
Absolutely. Class
act. Okay, we got a couple of other people commenting tonight. Mark's mom, as always, she finds a way to comment every night. She says, "Hello, Rudy and I are watching. How you doing, Mom?" We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna do just a little bit more NBA, but we're also gonna talk a little bit about the NFL and the madness that's going down. And of course, we're gonna have our Real on Wrestling with my dude Mark Foster. Oh yeah, be right back.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
When you have a lot of people retiring early, it's funny, a lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, is the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging and the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you just run to the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones,
right,
but to your mind.
Everything.
Right.
And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. It's the home stretch. We've almost made it.
Yeah.
Quick update on the home run derby. Yankees Sanchez goes down 10-11 to Sano.
Okay.
And we have some people commenting. Hey, Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Jennifer Turner.
Hey, Jen.
Thanks for joining us. This is it.
Yeah. So we were talking about the NBA, you guys, and we pretty much gave our assessment of the top 3 picks of the NBA draft, and I guess the message of the commentary was good things come to those who wait. So, you know, if your favorite player is not balling like Michael or Kobe right now, don't worry, he'll get there because these guys are pretty talented. We wanted to take a few minutes to kind of shout out Chris Bosh, who recently retired from the NBA. He was waived by the Miami Heat last week, and you know he wrote a beautiful letter to the city of Miami, as well as Heat fans. So we kind of wanted to shout him out and you know, wish him well. Were you a Chris Bosh fan?
I didn't dislike him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't my favorite player. I didn't like the Miami 3, but
yeah. Well, you know.
I do think he did himself a disservice when he buzzed his head because he had that trademark hair that people just knew him by.
Yeah. When he was up there in Toronto.
Yeah.
He's up there in Toronto. Right. Like, I mean, like, I know who Chris Bosh is because I follow basketball. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Chris Bosh fan either. I was kind of surprised to hear that Miami was retiring his jersey.
Me too.
You know, I mean, it kind of sounds like we shitting on Chris Bosh a little bit, but I mean, I'm seriously, he pretty much spent. I mean, he spent half of his NBA career there. I believe he spent the first 6 years with the Toronto Raptors, then 7 years with the Miami Heat. He did lead the Heat. Well, he was part of the deal in taking them to 4 NBA Finals, and of course, 2 championships with LeBooty James. But you know, that's kind of it.
And when they formed the Big 3, like when they finally got on the court, he was kind of the weak link. Like,
yeah, right. And it's just like, you know, like I don't think he had like any career huge numbers from Miami either. So, I mean, like, for real, I'm going to have to shout out to Pat Riley for retiring his number, man. That was a class act move there because, I mean, dude ain't even play last year.
Yeah.
You know? He, in case you guys did not know, he had been dealing with these blood clot issues that I guess he just really wasn't able to overcome. And, you know, he completely missed last season due to these blood clots, and they waived him this year as a result. But, you know, best of luck to Chris Bosh. Congratulations on your retirement. Take it easy. No one will ever wear number 1.
Yep.
For the Miami Heat. That's wild. That's really wild. Let's keep it moving. Let's move on to one of my favorite segments of the night. I know I say it every week, but I swear to God, I love it. We're going to do the real arm wrestling with my man, Mark Foster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother. I'm going to run it quick because we are towards the end. Last night, WWE had their monumental Great Balls of Fire show.
Finally. Jeez, we've been hearing about this for a month now.
It kind of was just a regular show, I guess. But Samoa Joe was in the main events against Brock Lesnar. And it was a competitive match, which is good for Samoa Joe. Brock Lesnar is known for going out there and just bashing people in. So they made Samoa Joe look strong, even though he lost to Brock. An interesting thing that's going to happen tonight on the WWE Network after Raw goes off the air is they're doing a show that they call WWE 24, where it's kind of like behind the scenes documentary following people around and stuff. And it's on Kurt Angle, who recently came back to WWE.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, part of the video package, they're going to have an interview with former TNA president Dixie Carter, which someone of that position has never appeared on WWE programming, and they're not even sure how they're going to refer to her.
Wow.
So that's interesting.
We do have a viewer that has a question for you.
Oh, yeah?
So, Mike of Sound Beats, our man Mike wants to know, is Sting coming back or what?
Oh, no. I wish he did, because his last match, he got injured against Seth Rollins almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been great if we could see like Sting versus Undertaker or something like that. But unfortunately, I think he got a stinger appropriately. And, the next stinger happens in football, happens in every sport. And WWE doctors just wouldn't clear him, which they have a very rigorous process to clear people. There's like a doctor specifically in Pittsburgh that they fly the people to.
Everybody got to go see this guy.
Yeah, everyone.
Wow.
So I would love
paid.
to see Sting in the ring again, but it's just not going to happen. Breaking news today, actually, the former TNA, now Global Force Wrestling champion, used to be in WWE as Alberto Del Rio. Now he goes by Alberto El Patron. He's being investigated for domestic assault. Interestingly, his girlfriend, fiance, whatever, is WWE female wrestler Paige. And apparently there's an incident at the airport in Orlando. They're not saying if it was her or not, but that's something that's going on right now. You hate to see that kind of thing happen.
Did they say what airport this was at?
Just the airport in Orlando. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. The airport in Orlando.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other news that happened, better news. A non-televised match. This rarely happens. Madison Square Garden, it's a big venue for WWE. AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens for the U.S. title, which a title change not occurring on TV is rare.
Right.
But I think it makes it exciting. You hear about it, so you want to see about it the next week on TV, and maybe they might have some footage, like one single camera there or something. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
And also, one last bit of WWE business. Austin Aries, who I've been pretty high on and saying he transitioned to WWE really well. Apparently he wasn't happy with his spot in the company, and he asked for his release, so they let him go.
So what's he going to do now?
Just go on the independent scene.
Really?
Yeah. Get his brand recognized more.
That's less money, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Far less money. But
he must have really been unhappy then.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens a lot. Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son, he did that about a year and a half ago, and he's just killing it on the independent scene. So,
really?
Yeah. He's the Ring of Honor champion now. Ring of Honor is owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, who's here.
Woo! Update coming soon.
So yeah, that's kind of the real in wrestling right now. Did you want to touch some MMA, or did you want to give a home run?
Really quickly, before we get into the MMA, our guys are squaring off right now. We got Cody Bellinger, who has 12 home runs, and right now, Aaron Judge is sitting at 5 home runs.
Oh, I see 8.
Oh man, wait a minute, hold up. I need to update. Maybe I need to update, refresh mine. Okay, so he's at 8.
9.
Okay, and how many minutes does he got? 2 minutes left. God damn it. So we're gonna see how that pans out. I told you guys, like, these two young cats, they are really special, and I'm looking at Aaron Judge right now, and my man is just stroking, and I know my man Chris Berman is out there going, he's going back.
Oh, Judge has 11, minute 46.
Oh man, we done completely stopped doing the show to watch this home run derby. But you guys don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna do a wee bit of NFL and just a splash of WNBA as well, and we'll give you the result of this classic home run battle. Just a bit outside radio, BeExposed.com.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and Hey,
this is Mark, Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Now, if you're watching us, welcome back to Just a Bit Outside Radio. If you're listening on an app like TuneIn and Radio Loyalty, sorry. But if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm sure you can tell by our body language just what happened.
I'm sitting there like, man.
And I got this big cheesy-ass smile on my face because Aaron Judge took him down.
Oh, man, y'all. So, Cody got 12, Aaron got 13 with how much time was left?
A minute.
Yeah, like a minute.
A little less than a minute.
He crushed him easily.
And then Kescia says, what the hell are these people wearing? Because there's people wearing the old school
wigs,
judge wigs.
The white wigs. So I'm like, they're judges. You got a lot of judge fans out there in Miami. Man, it's a mess. Look at this guy.
So it'll be Judge and Sano in the finals.
And I actually I watched this guy yesterday. Sano. Yeah. He's nice. He's a pretty big guy too. So that's gonna be a nice little final round. So, but I mean, I think your guys got it.
I hope so.
Yeah. God, what a beast, man.
At least he win another round than yours. That's all I...
Right. Yeah, so... Mark's got bragging rights for the night. When we left off, we were doing our Real on Wrestling segment. We pretty much exhausted the WWE. We're going to move on to the MMA. What's going down with the in the world of mixed martial arts?
There was a really huge incident this weekend. UFC had their show. I think it was 213. The scheduled headliner was Amanda Nunes, and I say scheduled because either the day of or the day before she pulled out of the main event. Dana White was not happy. She claimed it was a medical issue. He didn't seem so convinced. And then she went to Facebook or Twitter or something like that and said that she has severe sinusitis, and it was something that she couldn't beat this time. And that's the reason she pulled out, which a lot of fans aren't happy. Some fighters are even saying, what you got to do.
I'm pretty sure blackballing is on the way.
She will never main event a UFC pay-per-view again. Dana White has said as much.
I knew it. He always says this
He
type
didn't
of stuff.
kick her out of the UFC. He still knows she's a valuable fighter.
Right.
But she will never main event UFC.
And I'm going to challenge him on that because I've heard him say that before. Johns Bones Jones. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's why I said, I'm pretty sure blackballing of some sort is on the way.
Speaking of former UFC champions and whatnot, former heavyweight champion Frank Mir, he was released from his UFC contract. Apparently he wanted out. I don't know. I hope that wasn't my car.
Hope it wasn't my car. Shit.
I don't know if you guys heard it, but there's a...
Baltimore is just off the chain tonight. I just can't even.
We got like jackhammers going off and stuff. Like,
dogs barking, birds chirping.
On the air late. It's Monday.
Yeah.
So Frank Mir, he wanted his release. Currently, he's under a 2-year suspension anyway for doping, so it doesn't really matter. And then Gegard Mousasi, he is a middleweight, and he signed with Bellator, a former UFC fighter.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good grab for Bellator. But that's what's kind of going down in UFC right now, or in MMA, I should say.
All right. Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Ran out of time, you guys, but in the little bit of time that I do have left, I want to make a couple announcements. The first major announcement that we want to make is that we, the Just a Bit Outside radio crew at BeExposedRadio.com, will be doing a fantasy football league this season. We are looking for 10 participants. The entry fee is $35. We will be having a draft party. There will be cash prizes. And also... yeah. I'm serious. We're going to have some nice cash